In college, there are many sports to experience, such as football, basketball, baseball, track and field, cross country, wrestling, and cheerleading, and of course, many, many others. And collectively, these sports have helped to make them a cultural phenomenon in American society. And in fact, 45% of Americans follow college sports regularly. Also, $6.1 billion on average are earned in revenue from college sports, whether it's on TV or people are in the stands. But even though they are so popular, another aspect of college sports that need to be addressed are the injuries that are involved. In fairness, college sports have gone through many improvements over the last 50 years. For example, football, softball, and baseball helmets have all been improved upon at least 10 times over this course of time. Also, across the board has been improved from these technological achievements in all sports, but the risk of injury is still very strong today. According to the Center for Disease Control, 1 in every 176 encounters a college athlete has with a sport may result in an injury. Now, this statistic may not seem like that much. Of course, to me, I didn't think that it was that much since I don't have 176 games in a season. But this statistic also includes practices. It comes down to those early mornings and late nights of practices. And then, in addition to the actual game days, getting an injury in college sports almost seems inevitable. According to the National Collegiate Athletic Association, over 460,000 students participated in college sports last year, and the number is expected to rise in the 2016 to 2017 school year. But with the rising numbers, that also means a rising number in injuries as well. Even though the numbers are rising, the percentage of athletes per sport that are injured has remained consistent. Scientists and researchers have grouped college sports into two groups, high impact and low impact sports. The high impact would be, of course, your football and your basketball, but the low impact would be sports like tennis, golf, and track and field. But even with those groupings, they still necessarily aren't accurate when it comes to injuries, considering that injuries are very much prevalent in both categories. It doesn't really make much of a difference which sport you're in because the risk is always there. Still, football tops the list with the most amount of injuries in games and practices. And 10% of all football players leave college with some sort of brain injury. Most injuries that take over a week to recover from take place in practice. Practices are the home to 63.9% of injuries that take place in college athletics. And this is because athletes are in practice 4.5 times more often than they are in games. According to the book Injuries in Pediatric and Adolescent Sports, the most common form of injury that happens in practices are from overuse injuries. Overuse injuries are when you use your muscles at a large rate over the course of a short period of time. In Division II colleges, practices on average are 5 hours long, according to the respective sports. With an elevated level of training and performance, college athletes are far more likely to experience injuries than they would have when they were in high school. In fact, the odds show that during the course of their tenure in school playing sports, athletes are capable of getting 2 injuries per season, which may seem very alarming. Whether that means going to the bench or going to the hospital relies completely on the situation. Sports and risk of injury have always coincided with each other, but wherever there are risks, there are people that are willing to take them, and wherever there is college sports, there are athletes.